Hello, I am the Reverend Kamal Hassan, pastor at the Sojourner Truth Presbyterian Church, which is in Richmond, California, the San Francisco Bay Area. And I'm responding by request. It was asked me to share some life stories or some life wisdom, or basically just to kind of tap your curiosity about what it means to live in this world, to live in your skin, to live from your heart and with your head in the times that we are living in now. And to the degree that I have wisdom worth listening to or is helpful for you, I do want to offer these things that I have just a short time to talk about with you. So let me start by saying this. Each of us is born into the world at a particular time, in a particular place, in a particular body. And with that, there's a purpose. We are all born into great purpose. There's a reason that we are called into life at the time that we are. And that is a great and important thing for ourselves, for our families, for our communities, and for the world in which we live. Because the expectation is that the way we live our lives will contribute to the world being a better place than it was before we got here. We are also born into a debt. We owe. We owe the people who lived before we lived and who contributed to our lives before we were here and once we got here. We understand that without others, none of us would amount to very much of anything. And so, because they made sacrifices and made accomplishments that made our lives possible and better, we owe the generations that come after us the same kind of effort, the same kind of contribution, the same kind of sacrifice. Once we discover what our purpose for living is, and that's not an easy thing, but that's very important. What we have to do is ask ourselves a few questions. Let me throw them out very quickly and then kind of wrap up. 1, who am I called to be in the world? You notice I didn't say what are you called to do, but who am I called to be? Second, who am I going to be to myself? Third, who am I going to be to my family and my community? And fourth, who am I going to be to the world in which I live? The goal of lifelong learning is to continually ask ourselves these questions and seek to answer them again and again and again as long as we live. Let me repeat those. You are born to great purpose, but in order to reach that purpose, you will have to constantly seek to answer the question, who am I to myself? Who am I to my community? And who am I as a citizen of the world in which I live? That calls for us to stretch our boundaries, to study. See all them books back there? To study as a lifelong practice to seek to answer those questions, to have experiences with people as wide and different and diverse as possible, folks who think differently than we do. have a history that's different from ourselves, and also to learn to appreciate the skin we're in. That's a lot of things in a short time, and I hope they were helpful to you. Peace.